this will be a tough one because I'm gonna let you know what is that my countrymates think regarding working for Chinese owners, Chinese companies, Chinese laoban, Chinese bosses, Chinese entrepreneurs and business owners. So are you ready for this? Just take it easy, okay? Because I know that it can get really heavy to hear like different opinions. We have different working ethics, Latin America or Mexico vs China. I mean, China vs the world is just a whole different level. So just don't take this that personal, okay? It's just, they're just opinions, and it's just to have a good time. I don't want it to become like a love-hate relationship between Mexico-China channel. Nonetheless, let's get started. So basically, I did this video about, I did this video too in this channel where I was chatting how the Chinese thought, somehow Chinese living in Mexico, see that the efficiency or the productivity of a Mexican worker is not up to standards because a Chinese worker can make up to 5 times what a Mexican worker can do. So basically, if you have a Chinese worker instead of a Mexican one, you make five times like the results. So it's obvious that if you're an owner, you will prefer to employ Chinese over Mexicans. And I also was like talking how it wasn't that easy to just employ Chinese because supposedly the Mexican visa, it was not very easy to take. It was not an easy one to have for Chinese to come over that easily, and therefore whenever they came, it was quite easy for them to just find a job, a SAP, whatever. Anyways, I was just recording that video, and somehow Mexicans, after hearing this, they were like, "Arr!" Some of them, not all. There are so many business owners that do agree with these statements, and they believe like it's just the way it is, that Mexican workers, or like at least 80% of employees, not like business-minded people, but like people that just want to have a job and are just like, trying to avoid doing anything at all, although they want to work, but at the same time, they don't want to work. They just want to pretend they're working until the time shift ends and they are just done with it. So they just try to pass the time or just spend the time as much as possible not working, compared to what Chinese will expect. Like, you have to work until the last minute, and not because if you go off your shift at 6 p.m. you start packing your stuff at 5:30. No way. You will end up 6 p.m. like straight, like sharp, and until the last minute you need to be doing something productive. Whereas in Mexico, or maybe many Mexicans, are the mentality is like, okay, I'm done because I have finished whatever that the tasks that they were given to me for today. So why should I be busy anymore if the tasks are complete? The Chinese mentality, as far as I have watched videos online and as far as I have been in China, is like, if you are if you have already completed such task, then you can just put your hands in new tasks and you can start getting some other jobs done. But in Mexico, it's like, okay, those were the tasks for today, so I'm pretty much done and I'm out of here. No, that's not it. So now that you know like the background, let's read the comments section. It got super spicy, guys, and please let me know, since you are watching from, I know, Australia. My loves in Australia, hello, thank you very much. My Australian followers are always like really showering me with red packs from Buy Me a Coffee. By the way, I'm gonna leave the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. In any case that you are enjoying my videos and you do want to support the channel, I haven't monetized the channel yet, check the link down below and buy me multiple coffees if that's your wish. I really enjoy making these videos for you, and hopefully you have somehow learned something from them. Anyhow, to anyone out there, no matter from Australia, USA, UK, other countries, especially, of course, first world countries are the majority of my followers watching, English speakers. What do you think regarding these statements that I'm about to read, regarding these comments of my Spanish Mexican followers? Replying back to what is that Chinese think about the situation of coming to Mexico, working here, and having Mexican employees for labor force, and preferring Chinese instead because of the work ethics. It's gonna get spicy. The first one here says, I can't believe that we Mexicans suffer discrimination, like labor discrimination, in our own country, especially coming from foreigners. This is very common in the tourism sector. I was so unaware of that. And the second one says, you're so right. They really observe so clearly. The majority of Mexicans want jobs, but they want those jobs to let them do everything apart from working or anything, just not working. Wow. So there are some Mexicans who do really agree on these statements about just laying back and just relaxing. Have you seen this cactus where the Mexican is always, it's just portrayed as we are kind of lazy, laying back people. I do agree some people are here. If you go into a shop, the staff there will not get to you ASAP, will not greet you hello, what would you like today? Sometimes you have to hey, can you help me? And they're in a bad mood, or they're not in the mood to pay attention or be kind, compared to the stuff in China, whereas it can get too annoying, too overwhelming sometimes, that they are just following you all over the shop, trying to convince you to buy this or that, or trying to help you in order to sell you, and you're stop being so stubborn. I just want to look around by myself. I don't need any help. But it's better to, have such attitude towards the client or towards the service, regarding either service or product, than just being so ignorant to the situation of there's a client there and you need to take care of him no matter where you are, in a good or bad mood. And usually this happens because Mexicans are paid upon a fixed salary. There's not, and Chinese work different. They have this initiative for them to somehow be proactive towards earning a commission. The more they sell, the more commission they get. They also have a fixed salary, but usually it's very low. And so the Mexicans will think whatever, this is my salary and that's it. Either I sell or not, I will still get my fixed salary. So why would I bother, Anyways, let's continue. They can say a lot of things about Chinese, but the truth is that they really understand to support each other so very much between them, among them. And they can overcome everything collectively. That is something that we really need to learn from them. Here, in contrary, whoever wanna succeed, they get stepped upon. A Mexican will just put the feet, so they will fall because they're jealous or envious, or they are just not supportive countrymates. This, it's very common in Mexico. And whatever is that he was trying to say, it's so common that's why there are Chinatowns all around, because Chinese support each other and they will build a community. Even suppliers in China, you will be how can they survive in a market where they're selling the same thing? Whenever that one that you get to negotiate with, hey, I want this, he doesn't have it, he will be hold on, and he will go to the next shop and they will be friends, and somehow he's quite okay selling his stuff because he doesn't have it, and just earning that commission. Believe me, if you do have an opportunity to avoid working with a Chinese, please do it. So he doesn't recommend working with a Chinese. There are so many that commented it wasn't a pleasant experience. I'm really afraid of going into the Chinese shops. They are so mean to the clientele, to like the clients overall. I see how they treat the Mexican workers working very hard, and I don't think it's fair. I am a quality supervisor, and the truth is that my employees, Mexicans, lose a lot of time talking, and they don't pay attention much to the work and the tasks given. They do made a lot of mistakes. So as you can see, it's a balance between some agreeing on like how not efficient Mexicans are towards the work, and others complaining how Chinese treat like clients, or how they go to extremes regarding the work ethics. So this will also answer the question on whereas Mexico, you have seen these videos around YouTube, can catch up and become the factory like the new China. This is just the answer, guys. You don't have to watch all those videos with all that data. The answer is no, because we don't forget about like the technology. The work ethic is not here unless they will import the Chinese themselves. Yes, they have the land here, they can import the machines, and now they need the workers in order to make like the work load as they are used to in China. Otherwise, they will be just slow factories or like not efficient. There's so many Mexican managers, owners also complaining about this issue. Not just them, they are agreeing on that. Another one. I work for Chinese and they really exploit you. They don't respect the food hours. I mean, whenever it's breakfast or lunchtime. They are not regulated. They don't give you any Bauschen like insurance, and they just come here to leave us their trash products to our country. In that regard, I'm kind of gonna agree to some points, because you guys know I am against low quality and against just like polluting our world. I am an activist towards animal cruelty and just having a better world. So I do believe some of these not really needy like first necessity products, and just like whatever toy that is gonna be trashed the third day is gonna pollute our country so severely in the years to come. Maybe we haven't really catch up to see the magnitude of the issue, but I also disagree with maybe 70% of the products that are coming to Mexico. Whenever I went to visit my Chinese boyfriend, they asked me that I should open my bag and check it before and after going inside and outside the shop. They see us Mexicans as rats, I mean like thieves. I consider that this is quite true, but it's because they pay such small salaries and the working hours are so long. So therefore, it's like that people are not willing to work harder. I mean Mexicans. I just believe like if you are agreeing on working on certain job, no matter they pay higher or like little, you already agreed to that, so you have to commit yourself to do your best. But that is also maybe having to do with the Chinese work ethics. I just believe like from there you can escalate, or you can jump into the next level on the ladder, or even become your own boss or whatever. But many here do not maybe think that way. They just believe like because the salary is not good enough to put effort, it's just better to avoid putting effort because it's not worth it. You're not gonna get paid the effort. But it's also a very confusing way of living, since it's your own life and time invested in that job, which is which was in the first place your own decision. It makes me a little bit, as Mexicans, we need to take good care of our country, and we just need to purchase Mexican made to avoid supporting Chinese business development. I work in a car in enterprise, Chinese enterprise here in Mexico, as an engineer. I did industrial engineering for the product and manufacturing with a group of 10 Chinese engineers. Supposedly they came to support us. From the beginning, they didn't know how to speak nor English nor Spanish. And we have to understand them with hand signs. Besides that, all day they were just in the office and taking coffee and smoking. I do believe in the smoking part. And they were very dirty. I didn't read this one. They didn't shower in many weeks because the smell was so stinky. Oh my God. I've heard many love stories from my followers also saying that they confess that so many of their boyfriends sometimes do not shower in 2-3 days. And I'm like, are you sleeping with a not shower man in 2-3 days time? That's just disgusting. Not from his side, but from your side. This is something so, how to say, we are so different from them, because in Mexico, we have this work ethic, we have to shower and then go to work so we can smell clean, we can put perfume, and we'll be around people that you will not annoy them with your bad smell from sleeping over at night, or if you live with someone, especially Chinese, sometimes they have some late nights with their spouse, lovers, whatever. And how come you just wake up and go to work, go to the market? Seriously, this is just very mind-blowing to me, because when I was just in April, I went to the market and they just came like this. They didn't shower. I mean, they are not used to shower in the morning. They want to take a shower at night. And I don't want to judge, because when I was in China, I also took a shower at night. But how on earth, you are also sweating during the night. And we here in the West, also I guess this applies for USA. I'm not sure whether this applies for Australia, UK, but at least the USA and us are quite alike. It's common for you to go to the job, to the workplace, presentable, meaning well showered, groomed, smelling fresh, perfume, deodorant, basics. And from Mexico, it's just the same. You wake up, you shower, or either you wake up, you go to the exercise, and then you shower and you go to the office smelling fresh and clean. So I have noticed that a lot of my followers also somehow, some complain and some just commented, because they are also taking part of this whole situation, accepting them as lovers. There was this girl who said I had this Chinese boyfriend who didn't shower in 2-3 days time, and I'm like, what? And they were living together. I was just so unaware, how surprised about the whole situation. But we have this big difference regarding hygiene habits. It's just very not, how to say, it's just not common for us Mexicans or maybe Americans to appear in a meeting in a company with clients without having a shower in the morning and smelling fresh. It's you're gonna take a shower at night, you're gonna have some action with your spouse during the night, and you're gonna just wake up and put some clothes on and appear in the meeting place, in the meeting room with important client in your company, not fresh and clean. It's not possible. This is still for me something unacceptable. Even when I'm doing the videos, I don't want my hair to look unclean. Now it's clean, maybe it's a little bit, But I just really want to be presentable. It's just something really different, like in China. This happened to me when I was going in the metro in April, where it's not as hot yet. Yeah, you can smell in the morning some smells coming from people because they are not used to shower in the morning, and I'm not judging that they should, but it's just very pleasant for you to go in the early hours of the morning, either in like the public transportation or inside a Starbucks in the USA or Mexico, and having this freshly showered man, bathed with lotion and all. It's just a nice feeling. And I guess you guys also agree that this is a very nice and pleasant, refreshing feeling from your side whenever you also get to see girls in the morning, or women that are smelling flowery, just came out of the shower. What do you guys think about this one? This is a very important one. We haven't talked about this. So, yeah. Okay. So this one says like, they were so dirty, it seems like they didn't shower maybe in weeks because they were super smelly. I was all day super busy. I work more than 12 hours a day solving other problems, especially from the low quality parts that they delivered to us from China. These bodies, like these Chinese bodies, didn't even care at the minimum, and instead of helping me, they were just making things worse. Like they just didn't help at all. Previous to working with this company, I had a belief that the Chinese were so hardworking and amazing, very intelligent, etc. After I left this job, because they were really demanding and abusive, they pay very little. Besides, my boss, Mexican, was a very abusive son of a whatever. And then someone commented, please do tell us the brand. We are so curious of which Chinese car company are you talking about. Oh my god, this comment, I didn't see this comment before. I have so many comments in my videos. Wow, that was a tough one. Oh my god, there is this one comment here who is saying, hello. One time I watched a Chinese hitting a Mexican employee in a Chinese shop selling clothing in Mexico City. The employee got him, demanda? Lawsuit. And after 2 days, the shop was closed. In Mexico, we are not lazy. We are just not focused. We need to focus. We are a great nation. And another one says like, keep purchasing this cheap stuff. And then after we will all have to be under a Chinese boss. I am a Mexican and I have a business, a shop in the city center of Mexico, downtown Mexico City. It is super hard to find good employees that they come to work without missing a day. And besides, they're all day just checking their cell phones. So he's a Mexican boss talking about Mexican employees. This is all true. I have been in places, shops, and whenever you come inside, like employees do not want to take care of you. They are just having bad faces, long faces. They are just looking at their cell phones, and the Chinese and Koreans suddenly appear from behind, and they suddenly start asking you, what do you want? What do you want, employees?